How you doing, Boss Bunnies? I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Now, one of the most common questions I get on my Instagram feed is what are my most complimented fragrances? So I've put together a top 5 for you of my most complimented fragrances. As some of you may know if you watch my channel, that compliments aren't really something I buy fragrances for. I buy them to enjoy them myself. But these are the ones that get most compliments out of the ones that I own or the ones that I wear. So I'm going to be back in a second with my top 5. So welcome back. Now, as I said, I put together a top 5 of my most complimented fragrances. Now, something I've noticed when it comes to what I've noticed when it comes to sort of fragrances that do get complimented, the main thing I've noticed is they tend to be stronger fragrances. The reason that you get most compliments on these ones is because more people can smell them. So if you're in a sort of close proximity to a lot of people, a lot more people can smell those fragrances, pick up. And so basically, stronger fragrances are more likely to get complimented because people obviously smell them. So provided it doesn't smell horrid, then you should probably get compliments on it. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about, this isn't actually in the top 5. The reason for that is, I'm sure many of you know about this one, and it's mentioned everywhere. A lot of people tell you this is their most complimented fragrance, or it's the compliment king, and that's Creed Aventus. Now, to me, it goes without saying that you're going to get compliments with this one. However, I think now it's not really as unique. Where I'm from in the Cayman Islands, a lot of people own this fragrance. It's something that you smell on so many guys out there. Even a lot of women wear this one here as well. So it kind of goes without saying that you're going to get compliments with this one. But this, to me, nowadays is not really anything sort of unique or special. There's so many clones of it as well that. One thing that this one really does do, the projection and the longevity are fantastic, I find, with Creed Aventus. But yeah, it's not in my top 5 for that reason, that it's all been covered before. So moving into my top 5 then. Now, my number 5 is one of my favourite fragrances. This is definitely an absolute beast when it comes to, in fact, it's known as the Blue Beast, when it comes to projection and longevity, and that's Amouage Interlude. This one is one of my favourite fragrances because, One of the things I don't like about Aventus now is my taste in fragrances has changed. I don't really like so many sort of fresh fragrances anymore. I prefer sort of like a woodier notes, like darker notes, smoky notes and stuff like that. So this definitely hits all those boxes for me. This is the one that my wife asked me to wear for our wedding. Bearing in mind, I had a whole bunch of Creeds. I had a couple of Killians as well at the time, and this is the one that she wanted me to wear. This one is just so incredible. It's smoky, it's got some incense in there, it's woody, it's very, very different. It does have like the sense of smell of like a bonfire or some kind of grill, but it's a very, very sexy version of that. It's a very, very sexy, smoky, incensey fragrance. I really do love this one. Now, when it comes to the longevity and the projection of this one, and quite a lot of the ones in my top 5, as I said, they go hand in hand with compliments when it comes to strength and the projection. Now, all of these are pretty much, the strength of these is so powerful, in fact, that I can spray this one on as well as I can with all the others. I spray them on, I can wear them for a whole day, I can wear them in the evening, then the following day I wake up, have a shower, and I can still smell them on my skin after that shower. So this is how powerful these fragrances are. Now, this one, as I said, it is a very, very strong fragrance. However, with this one, out of the 5 that I've picked, this one is probably going to be the most love it or hate it fragrance. What I mean by that is because of the smokiness and the powerfulness of this one, and like I say, that smoky sort of bonfire-y smell. It's not to everybody's taste. For me, I absolutely love it, and it definitely deserves to be in my top 5 because it is one of my most complimented fragrances. And like I say, just because of the pure projection, it's going to draw more compliments. Now, moving on to my number 4. My number 4 is Eccentric Molecules Molecule 01. Now, this to me, it's just incredibly, considering I don't really like fresh fragrances, this one is just an absolute phenomenon, I find. Now, when I sprayed this one on, something that's quite strange about the Eccentric Molecules, especially the Molecules line, is some of them you won't be able to smell yourself, or they don't smell particularly powerful to your nose. However, a lot of people around you will smell them. Now, with Molecule 04, I couldn't smell it at all, but other people could smell it on me. When I wore this one though, I could smell this. I really did like the smell of this one, but everybody around me could smell it sort of 10 times more strong than I could. So I had a bunch of compliments when I wore this in the office, and people asked me what I was wearing because it was a little bit different. Now the company that I work for, we've got 3 fragrance stores, but we don't sell this line, and we don't sell a lot of the fragrances I'm going to talk about. Well, we sell half of them, in fact. The ones I'm going to talk about, we sell Creed, Amouage, and we've also got another one which I won't give away just yet. But this one, if you're looking for a fresh one that's just great for everyday wear that you're going to get complimented on, I mean, it's along similar lines to Aventus. It's not quite as different as Aventus, but it's definitely fresh, and it's definitely sort of very, very kind to the nose, and you will get a lot of compliments on that one as well. So that's number 4. So moving into my top 3, my number 3 spot is going to go to Penhaligon's Halfeti. Now this one here, I find this one just absolutely incredible. This one's kind of in between fresh, and it's in between sort of spicy and woody. It's just such a different scent. I mean, the Halfeti is based on trade routes from like the Middle East and from Turkey, so it's got a lot of spices and herbs and things like that in there. It's a very, very unique smelling fragrance. I'd never really smelled anything like it. I came across this one when I was in San Francisco. I'd ordered sort of different samples from Penhaligon's, but Halfeti was the one that sort of really blew me away. I wasn't really blown away by anything else in their collection up until I tried this one in one of their boutiques, and I just couldn't get enough of this one. My wife also absolutely fell in love with this one as well. Something that I noticed is it seemed to get stronger and stronger because I sprayed it on my wrist. I didn't get the chance to buy it because they only had 1 bottle, and unfortunately by the time I come back after sort of giving it some time on my wrist, they'd sold out of it. So I had to wait a few months until I got it once my parents came over from England, and they brought me a bottle for my birthday back in March, because unfortunately this is one of the ones that I cannot get on the island here. But yeah, I mean, this one is just very, very unique. It's absolutely stunning scent. I really do like this one, and I get stopped quite often in the street by this one. So this one again is massive projection. It's got great longevity, and again, this is one that you'd be able to smell on yourself, like even after taking a shower the next morning. But yeah, I mean, I get people stopping me on the street, and they're maybe sort of 8-12 feet behind me or walking past me or something like that, and they smell it straight away. So this one, I mean, this one does again draw attention from quite a wide radius. So that is my number 3. Now moving into my number 2, it's one that I have been wearing a few times recently, and that's Baccarat Rouge's 540, and that's the Eau de Parfum. Now I personally prefer the extrait for this one, but the extrait is a little bit softer. Now because the Eau de Parfum tends to be a bit stronger, obviously it draws in more compliments, and a lot of people can sometimes find the extrait a little bit sweet. To me, I think the extrait is a lot smoother. I find this one is a little bit edgier, the Eau de Parfum, but more people seem to like this, and I definitely get more compliments on this one. And I think because it is a little bit stronger than the extrait, like I say, it's got a bigger projection. Again, this is one that, I mean, when I wear this one, my wife always says she can smell this on the bed sheets for like the days after I've worn this one. And it is one that you can still smell on your clothes when they've been in the wash. And something I notice when I'm ironing is when I'm ironing my shirts and stuff like that, I smell some of my fragrances coming off the collar, that from even though they've been in the wash and then obviously been through the dryer and stuff like that. With we use dryer sheets, scented dryer sheets. So even through that, some of my fragrances still come out, and these are all amongst those. So this one, if you're looking for a sweeter one though, I'd say definitely more of an evening fragrance because of the sweetness of this one. It's not a gourmand fragrance, but it is sort of very, very sweet, and it does deserve to be complimented. It is a beautiful scent. Like I say, my preference is towards the extrait, and that's the one I would choose to wear. But wearing this one as well, I'd find I get a lot more compliments from this one. It is one I'm going to add to my collection. I'm not sure if it's going to be the extrait or the Eau de Parfum yet, because my wife prefers the Eau de Parfum. I myself prefer the extrait. So, I mean, this one, as I said, this one draws a lot of compliments again. Now, moving into my number 1. So, my number 1, despite the fact that all of these are not cheap fragrances, the one I'm about to talk about as my number 1 is the most expensive. Now, when I've recently reviewed this, so if you do watch my channel, you may have seen this one, and this one is an absolute compliment powerhouse. It's not a brand that I'd worn before, and this is the first time I got a chance to try this brand out, and the brand is Ex Nihilo. Now, when I wore Amber Sky, I didn't really think that much of it. I mean, it is a very, very sort of, it's quite a, oh, the spray's not working very well. Oh, there we go. I mean, this one is quite a different fragrance. It's very woody, it's quite musky, it's got some sort of very, very unusual notes in there. But something that I noticed, I mean, like I say, it wasn't anything that blew me away straight away. It wasn't until I've been at my office for a little while. Now, bearing in mind, I sit probably around 9 feet away from the closest door. And I had, first of all, the cleaner came in and stopped and said, have you been spraying fragrances in here? This is like 5 hours after I've been wearing it. And I said, no, I think what you can probably smell is what I'm wearing now. And she couldn't believe how strong it was, because it smelled like somebody had literally just sprayed something. Then I was walking down the other end of the office, and I walked past somebody's desk, and another woman stopped me and said, what are you wearing today? And she was asking about, so I mean, considering I didn't really think that much of this one, or I didn't really sort of notice sort of how strong it was. This one was just an absolute powerhouse when it comes to projection and longevity, and I've never had that many compliments in such a short amount of time, just with a fragrance I couldn't really smell myself, but people were just finding they could smell it sort of all over the office, and they loved how clean it was. Something I didn't really sort of recognise when I sprayed it on. I mean, it does take a little while. It's in the dry down, you notice the cleanliness. It is very, very musky, and it smells quite dirty when you first spray it on. But yeah, when those amber notes come out, and then it goes a little bit sweeter as well, but it is just a very clean, woody fragrance. I mean, that's Amber Sky, and like I say, I've never seen reactions to a fragrance quite like I did with this one. So this one definitely, I think, is going to be an absolute new #1 powerhouse when it comes to compliments, and I think this is the new compliment monster. Like I say, Aventus right now holds that title, but I think Aventus has been around long enough now that it's time for some of us to find something new. This is definitely one that I'll be looking for in my near future to add to my collection. I mean, the more I smell it now, as it settles down, the better it does get, and I can see why people do really like it. Like I said, when I did wear it for the day, I just sprayed it on quickly. I didn't really think too much of it. I only smelt it as I was spraying it on, and then I didn't really smell it myself after that, but it was everyone else around me that could smell it. So, I mean, whether I'm a little bit anosmic to it or not, I don't know, but like I say, this one's a huge projection and massive longevity as well. Like I say, 5 or 6 hours after I was wearing it, I was getting compliments like I literally just sprayed something. So that is my top 5. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, please like, comment and subscribe. I'd love to hear what your top 5 compliment getters are. Please let me know. Like I say, I'm not a big one for compliments myself, but I always appreciate to know what you guys think and what you guys wear and what you get complimented on, because at the end of the day, we all enjoy smelling nice, and if people complimenting on you, obviously it means you've got good taste in fragrances. So definitely let me know. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. That way you can keep up to date with my scent of the day, any other reviews that I've got coming up, any top 5s, anything like that. So please make sure you follow me on there. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you can, that way you're notified every time I release a new video, which is pretty much every day. So make sure you do all those things. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Stay smelling fantastic, and thank you very much for watching.